house.
So guys, here we have the keys to the Mercedes-Benz GLC, and this is the vehicle. Now let's start off with the first impressions. The first impressions that this SUV gives, that it looks quite capable, and it's the perfect luxury SUV for our country because it isn't too long and it isn't too short also. It's just the perfect size. So now let's start off with the front profile of this car. Now talking about the front profile of this car, you get strong power domes on the bonnet, and you also get a Mercedes-Benz emblem right over here and another emblem right over here. The grille has been done pretty good. It has blacked out vertical slats as well as some chrome elements in the horizontal slat over there. Big Mercedes-Benz logo right over there. Now coming to the headlamps, you get LED high performance headlamps, quite nice, and the DRLs are placed right over there. And moving down the front bumper, you get some aesthetic front vents with your parking sensors placed right across the front bumper, and your towing hook is right over here. And moving further down the bumper, you have these chrome elements right over there which will look gorgeous in the black color, definitely. And having a look at the approach angle, it is quite decent. So yes, it can do a bit of off-roading, hopefully more than a bit, but yes, you won't be having any fear of scraping the car and all. So yeah, now let's move on to the side profile of this vehicle. Now coming down to the side profile, now we're going to go and check out the alloys first. So these are the 19-inch 5 twin spoke high shin alloys, looking quite gorgeous. And further down you have the running board right over there, which is mostly aesthetic, and I wouldn't say it's too functional. I'll tell you why once we get seated. I'll show you. You have request sensors on your door handles on all the 4 doors, and you have your 360-degree camera placed right over here. So yeah, the side profile is also quite decent. You have your non-functional roof rails, basically only meant for an aesthetic purpose. Baki gaadi badi pyari lag rahi hai. And now let's start with the rear profile. Starting off with the rear profile of the car, you have 2 aesthetic exhausts, basically your parking sensors across the rear bumper, 2 reflectors over there, and you have your GLC 220D badging right over here, Mercedes logo right over there, and a 4matic badging. Yes, this is the all-wheel drive, a wiper over here and a stop lamp right over here. Start off with the boot of the vehicle, and yes, we get the hands-free tailgate, and there the boot reveals itself. And yes, the boot space is just massive. And what do you say, you have some nets over here to store your items over there, and you also have a light placement right over there. This is for your 60-40 split. Basically, if you press this button, the seats roll down. Quite nice. Manual work aapko karna nahi hai. And this is a sort of structure where you can tie ropes vagera to secure your cargo, and you have a band over here for securing your files vagera. You have some hooks over here on both the sides. And what you say, you also have your parcel shelf over here, parcel tray basically bolte hai isko. So yeah, and you also have your 12-volt charging point right over there. So yeah, the boot is quite massive. And yes, and under the false floor, basically you have your stepney, and what you say, you have your battery right over there. So that is what is there under your false floor. And there's your loading lip, which has been finished in aluminium. So now let's shut the boot, and it is powered. So yeah, quite satisfying to look at it shut. Yeah. So now let's move on to the rear passenger seats. Now coming to the rear passenger seats, before that we'll open the fuel cap right over there. Yeah, and this is your rescue card. Basically इसके अंदर पूरे specifications गाड़ी के आ जाते हैं. If the car is involved in an accident वगैरह, and the firefighters have to cut the vehicle and remove the occupants, so all the fuel lines वगैरह, electricals जो भी है आपको इसमें दिखने मिलते हैं. This is your diesel के cork, and this is for your AdBlue. So yeah, that's your fuel cap. Now moving on to the rear passenger door, and first of all, let's start off with the rear door panel. So now talking about the rear door panel, the first thing that you notice is that yes, you get privacy shades right over here. The interior is same as the C-Class, because yes, this is the GLC. GL mane ki SUV lineup of Mercedes-Benz, and the C stands for the C-Class of SUVs. So yes, it has the design of the C-Class. You have your tweeter over here for your Burmester sound system. This gets the 3D Burmester sound system. You have your aluminium casing here, Burmester written right over here, quite nicely done. You have a floating armrest, basically finished in aluminium. quite nice, and the grab handles are also quite nice. So yeah, and leatherette finished here. All touch points are finished in leatherette. But what I don't like is the hard plastics over here. थोड़ा इसको भी soft अगर कर देती Mercedes, so it would add into the premium look. But anyways, so now let's get seated in the vehicle, and before we get seated, look at the amount of space in the vehicle. So now let's get seated right away. And once you get seated, now मैं जो बोल रहा था कि yeah, these are aesthetic running boards. When you get seated, your trousers basically make contact with the running board, and if this is dirty, your trouser is going to get dirty. So that point is not good. They shouldn't have kept this, but anyways. Now once we shut the door, you can see the door pockets quite large. Now talking about the knee room, you have good amount of knee room. You have good amount of leg room. Thigh support is also good. Headroom is also good. You get two AC vents over here, which resemble the face of a robot basically. You have two USB charging points over there. Transmission hump is low, so yeah, you can see it. 3 people easily. All the 3 occupants will be getting a headrest, and you get isofix points right over there. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And when you pull out the center armrest, you get a nice center armrest, and you have your phone holder over here and your cuppy holders right over there. Yes, and you get a moonroof, a sunroof, which make the cabin quite airy. And what is this button? This button is basically to adjust the front headrest of the driver, and look at the dash, quite gorgeous. And now we'll be moving on to the front driver's seat. So yeah, so now coming to the front driver's seat. Nice third. I love the third. All the German cars, nice solid build quality. And now coming to the driver's door panel. Now let's talk about the driver's door panel. So yes, the same inlay is over here. Leatherette inlay right over here. Tweeter is placed right over here. And you have your glass facade sort of treatment over here. You have ventilated seats as well as memory function. This is to control and adjust your driver's seat. This is your door handle, and this is your door opener, and you have your locking and unlocking features over here. This is your grab handle. This is the controls for your ORVM, and this is for your rear windows basically, and this is for child locking the rear window. This is your aluminum casing for your 3D Burmester sound system, and this is your large door pockets over here, and this is your boot opener basically. And you get illuminated tread plate, Mercedes-Benz tread plates, and this is for your lumbar support basically. Thigh support is also quite nice, as you can see, very nice basically. This is your parking brake, this is your headlamp controls. So now let's get into the car and see how it feels. So now we are seated in the driver's seat, and this is your 3-spoke steering wheel, and this is your control for your driver's display and your cruise control, and these are your controls for your MBX system basically. And this is your center console, and quite beautifully done. This is your engine start stop button, and this is your open pore, fine open pore wood with aluminium inlays right over there, and this is a metallic like pattern inlay done right over here. When you push this compartment, you have your storage spaces, your cup holders, and 2 USB-C charging points, and this is your wireless charging point right over there. And when you press this button, here is your storage for your center armrest, and you also have 2 USB-C charging points right over there also. So now moving to the head console, what you say, you have your cabin light options right over here. This is for your Mercedes Me setting. This is to turn off your cabin lights. This is for your SOS system, and this is your touchpad for sliding the sun blind open. So when you slide your finger over it, the entire sun blind opens. These are your sun visors, and this is your vanity mirror, and it also has a light placement right over here. The sun visors have been finished in a bit of a scratchy plastic. थोड़ा premium material use कर सकते थे. And this is your light placement, vanity mirror right over here. And now let's talk about the driver's display. So basically it can be controlled via these touch buttons over here, and this is your map integrated between these speedometers, and this is your odometer, and this is your data, and further data has been given over here, your consumption, attention assistant, all your media controls vagera. And if you press this home button again, you can change the view. You can enter the sport view, which shows your G-force and your engine data, and also the theme of the MBX system also changes accordingly. So now moving down to the classic mode, you have your navigation, which is basically your entire screen turns into a map, and then you have your assistance for your ADAS and your off-road to show the tilt and the pitch of the vehicle, and you also have your compass and your range and everything. And we can also go in the service, which I love. This display basically it shows you your coolant temperature, your engine oil level, your tire pressures and all, your AdBlue level, your range and everything. So that is a quite good touch. But what I'm missing is the understated mode. Why has Mercedes removed the understated mode in the 2024 models? I don't understand. So that is something they shouldn't have removed. You get paddle shifters over here, right over here, not in finished in aluminium, plasticky feel aa raha hai. That should have been done in the aluminium finishing. This is your stock for your wipers, for your indicator and for your high beam, and this is your basically your drive mode selector. And moving to the center console, you have a trim over here with which you can select the dynamic mode. So basically this is the eco mode, and then you have the comfort mode. You also have the off-road mode, and you have your sports mode and your individual mode. So according to your driving style, you can opt for these options. This is your parking camera basically. So you get a 360-degree parking system over here. Quite nice, slick screen, slick graphics and all, quite nice. बहुत प्यारा किया है इन्होंने. And you can opt for different views also, for the rear view, for the side views and everything. Helps you with the parking and all. And this is your, what you say, this button actually pops out the window for quick car settings. Basically you can activate your lane keeping assist, your parketronic, downhill speed, this thing basically your hill descent car setting है, manual shifting and ESP वगैरह, or you can enter the all settings and everything. And this is your hazard lamp, this is your fingerprint scanner, and this is your this thing to turn off the screen. You press it, the display will turn off, either the display or the system. This is for muting the audio control, and this is for your volume controls and all. So yeah, now let's check out the aircon control. So basically the aircon controls have been integrated into the touchscreen, so you can control your blower settings like this. You can reduce them, and you can increase the temperature also. When you increase it, the AC vents turn red, and when you decrease the temperature, the AC vents turn blue. So that is something that I'll be covering in the night drive. Thode features I have to show you in the night drive, like the ambient light placement. You cannot see it quite clearly, but night drive I'll try to do it, and you can see over here also the ambient light placement. So usko night drive I'll have to do it. So yeah, now let's go ahead with the what you say multimedia system, what all has been offered in the new MBUX system. So basically now let's first of all finish off with the aircon system. So we can enter the climate menu jaisa aapko chahiye, your air wind direction and everything. It can be controlled over here. You can also sync, basically iske andar you get 2-zone aircon control, so you can sync both of them. So agar aap ek mein temperature change karte ho to equally wahan pe bhi hota hai, and if you don't sync it, you can individually control your aircon controls for both the zones basically. And coming to the air quality, it will give you the air quality basically kaisi hai, abhi to unhealthy bata raha hai and everything. So that is quite nice. These are your controls for your track, and this is to go back to the settings. So now let's open the main settings. So you have apps. When you press the apps, just a minute, yeah, here we go. You have your Mercedes-Me weather pairs. Basically these are games. You can play games in your vehicle. So with one player and all, you can opt for tiles, different tiles. This is your memory game basically, and you can play like that. So you have what you say games in the car. If you want to play with the occupant, you have Sudoku vagera. Quite nice touch. You have your media controls, you have your settings over here, and you have your assistance settings over here, which are driving case settings, collision avoidance, ESP, active brake assist. You can even configure how effective do you want it. The effect, should it come early, medium or late, so that you can also configure. Same with the active lane keeping assist. Here you have the function, what is it intended for and all. And you have your blind spot assist. Assistance mein you have attention assist, camera. You can open the camera cover. When you press it, the camera cover opens. You have your parking space vagera, it will find, and the car will park itself. So that is also quite a nice feature. Now coming to the vehicles, you have your vehicle ke settings and everything, comfort, occupant protection, all the settings are there basically. Aapko jo setting karna, you can do lights and system settings and apps and everything. It gets Hey Mercedes option over here, in this vehicle. So now moving on to the phone, you have your off-road basically. Ab off-road mein you also get the camera, you get a transparent bonnet option. So when you drive forward basically, so you can see what is coming under your bonnet. So that is quite a smart feature. And this is your reversing camera, so quite nice and quite helpful also. And what you say, this is your compass, this is for your pitch and everything. So quite nice, quite nicely done. So as I told you, this is a capable off-roader also. This is for your info, car info वगैरह it will show over here. आप जो भी mode में जाते हो basically उसके accordingly it will show you info. Like we are in the sports mode now. So okay, now it will show you all the sports वगैरह का this thing. This is for your G-force meter वगैरह, engine data. Okay, now you have your devices and you also have your Vivaldi browser. So basically in this you can Google anything, like anything you can Google. You can use YouTube also. YouTube, you can press YouTube will open and you can browse through anything. So basically आप गाड़ी में कुछ भी देख सकते हो. You can browse anything and everything. Let's check out our channel. Dr. Hameed Haque. Let's see if our channel pops up. Yeah, here it is. This is the channel. Make sure to like, share and subscribe. So yeah, that's the channel. So that is our channel. So yeah, this is the car. It's quite feature loaded, capable off-roader and daily driver. So now let's turn off the engine and open. So now let's open the engine bay, and that is your heart of the vehicle. 2-liter 4-cylinder inline 4-cylinder engine, which is assisted via a 48 volts mild hybrid system. So that's your engine bay, quite nicely done. And this is made by Mercedes-Benz India Private Limited. So yeah, that's your engine bay. So thank you so much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe.